Welcome back to Living Local. The Community Foundation of the Great River Bend has a new name, the Quad Cities Community Foundation. The name and new identity is part of the Community Foundation's 55-year commitment to the Quad Cities. Joining me in studio, we have Sherry Ristow and Ann Calder. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Great to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Very exciting name change we have. And Sherry, first of all, for people that might not be familiar what the Community Foundation is all about, what role does it play in our community?
Well, the Community Foundation is a place where generosity lives. People give to the community through the Community Foundation. So we have thousands of donors, and people give to the community through lifetime gifts, so they can give during their lifetime. And they can also give through their wills and estates at the end of their life to remember their community. We have over 1,000 funds, which means people are setting up funds for what's most important to them. You can give to the Community Foundation, but most people want to give and remember what's most important to them. So they will set up a fund for an organization, a nonprofit. They might set up a donor advised fund to give during their lifetime. And then they will also just give what we call field of interest funds, but things that are important to them, causes or like the environment or education or children, things that are important to them. So that's how people give to the community through the Community Foundation.
Sherry, that is wonderful, and you've been with the Community Foundation for 4 years now, and you've had this vision of being cool, creative, connected, and prosperous. Why those things?
Well, let me tell you that vision isn't just the Community Foundation. It is really our communities. It's the Quad Cities vision. When I moved here 4 years ago, I was so blessed to have just moved here when we had just adopted that vision. And I was invited to the table as the leader of the Community Foundation and got to be a part of all the work that went into reviewing data, talking to lots of people, surveys. Thousands of people responded to a survey from the Quad Cities that really helped us identify the priorities, things that we needed to work on in our community. And that became Q2030, which I'm sure you've heard about. So it is a community-wide. You know, the Community Foundation, it's not just about us. We don't do anything alone. Everything we do is with a partner. It's with somebody. So it's either with our nonprofit partners, or it's with our community leaders, our business leaders, the chamber, the United Way. I mean, there are so many people that we get to work with. And of course, our donors are our primary partner to really help accomplish the mission of the Community Foundation, which is to transform the region through the generosity of donors.
And it really does take a team to be able to make that dream work.
It absolutely does.
And Sherry, with this new name change, it is more than just a name change.
It is.
What does it mean for the future of the Community Foundation?
Well, okay, so a year ago right now, we adopted a new, the board of the Community Foundation adopted a new strategic framework. And through that process, they identified a strategic imperative that we need to grow the awareness of the foundation. I mean, people don't know about us. They don't know how to give, what to give. And by changing the name, trust me, it didn't happen overnight. We've been doing this over the last year, looking at how we can grow the foundation, not just in assets, but it's through these funds that we invest back in the community to really transform our region, make it better, and really do things for our home, which is the Quad Cities.
Definitely. Now, Ann, you work with donors every day who have a heart for giving. What have you found inspires them to give?
Well, I think what inspires people today is what has inspired people for generations. If you live, work, and play in a community, or if you grow up in a community, or if you've spent your career in a particular community, the things that are most meaningful to you are often provided by donors who came before you. So I know the things in my community that I love and treasure the most are things like the parks and the arts and culture organizations and the healthcare that we enjoy here in the Quad Cities, the food pantries that serve our neighbors in need. All of those things are provided through the generosity of donors who came before us.
And Ann, the Quad Cities Community Foundation has a community impact fund, and that allows donors to give an endowment that makes much of the grant making that you do every year possible. So tell us a little bit about how that works.
Sure. Well, that truly is our community impact fund for all of us. It was gifted by Quad citizens for the benefit of Quad citizens. And it is used every year to address the greatest needs and the most promising opportunities for our region. So whether it be for an emergency grant for a nonprofit who's experiencing a crisis, an unplanned emergency, or whether it be for a capacity building grant to help a nonprofit grow. Perhaps they need a computer system, or they need something else to help them grow in their services, or perhaps it's a Q2030 grant, which helps support programs that are in initiatives who are making our region more cool, connected, creative, and prosperous. Or even a transformational grant, like the $100,000 grant that we just made to the Child Abuse Council to expand their doula program so it covers the entire Quad Cities, so all babies have the best start at life in our region. All of those things are provided through our community impact fund that we all can gift to, and these are things that we can do better when we do them together.
I love that. I absolutely love that sentiment. And ladies, I believe that it is a basic human need to contribute. That is just an inborn need that I feel like we all have. So how does the Quad Cities Community Foundation make it easy for people to give back, Ann?
Well, it's one way is it's easy as just going online and making a gift to that community impact fund through our website. But people can gift by check, they can gift through stock, they can gift through their estates. Any kind of asset can be turned into a wonderful gift. And we sit down with donors, with interested people in our community who want to make a difference, and we help them talk through what's the impact they want to have on their community, and then we help them make the best gift that they can so they can have that impact. Again, it's something that we all do together.
And the end of the year is fast approaching, so if people are considering making a donation before the end of the year, what are some benefits of that?
Sure. Well, we think every day is a good day to give back, but we know November and December are times when people look back on the year and often reflect on how they want to make a difference. So there are great ways to still make tax-wise gifts, even with the new tax plan. If you're over 70 and a half, gifting from your IRA is a fabulous way to reduce your income tax level and also make a smart gift. Appreciated stocks and assets are great ways to avoid capital gains tax. If you're an Iowa resident and you gift to a permanent fund at the Quad Cities Community Foundation, you're eligible for a 25% tax credit on your Iowa state taxes. So there are lots of ways, and it just depends on the donor and their situation, but we can sit down and help you find the best gift for you so you make the impact that you want to have. And these are things that, again, we do together. No one of us can accomplish these goals on our own. There are things that we do together.
Wonderful. Well, Ann and Sherry, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Giving us some more information about how we can give back to this amazing community. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you would like some more information, you can go to qccommunityfoundation.org. We'll also have more details posted on ourquadcities.com. More Living Local